Welcome, friends. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today, I am going to be addressing friendship, community, trust, and kindness while I do a WIP N CHAT. So I'll be talking a little bit about that as well. I'm glad that you're here, and always loves. Hi, guys. Okay, so I hope everybody is doing well. I am doing a voiceover of this WIP N CHAT. I was having kind of a hard day. So I am working on Autumn Farmhouse by Diamond Art Club. It is a Dominic Davidson, a piece, and it is turning out beautifully. I have never worked on a landscape before, so really enjoyed myself. I'm almost done, probably within the week. I should be finished. I'm just using a Temu pen. You'll see it throughout. I'm using a Bijou Bliss tray and glue dot for the single tip and just art dot putty for the multi-placer. So I'm glad that you guys are here. Yeah, we're gonna kind of have a deeper kind of conversation today. So I'm gonna kind of be all over the place. This is kind of a talk that you don't always get on social media. So we're spending this hour exploring something that every single one of us needs, but not everybody really talks about, which is friendship, community, trust, and kindness. And this is something that has always been extremely important to me as someone who has come from a very dysfunctional, very abusive past, mentally, physically. And so as I have, gone through life, this has really become important to me. So these ideas, they're not just nice ideas, but they're kind of like the foundation of a good life, right? So get something to drink, get comfortable, grab your diamond painting, whatever you have going on. If you're doing chores, you can kind of use this as a podcast. Let's reflect, learn, and reconnect with what makes us truly human, because that's what I really believe that this is. Excuse me. So, friendships aren't about just the people you hang out with, right? It's a small group of people that you feel safe with, like ones that you can be your real self around. You don't really have to worry about it. You don't have to be guarded or kind of, you're afraid to say things, you're not on edge. You don't have that pit in your stomach, right? So what is a friendship? Well, in my eyes, good friends, okay, they're going to notice little things, the tone of your voice, your energy, or maybe your silence. They don't need explanations every time because they've taken the time to understand you, right? So gosh, I'm noticing that so-and-so has been really quiet lately. I'm going to check in and just kind of, nudge. And if I'm kind of getting some pushback, I'll go ahead and back off a little bit, that type of thing. Or, wow, you're pretty excited about this. I'm going to try to match your energy if I can, and get into that groove and show you how important that your excitement is to me, right? Also feeling accepted. So true friendship doesn't require any type of a performance. Okay. You don't have to earn your place. Okay. You already have it. Right. So you don't need to constantly try to perform or do backflips, to be in a friendship. Also, good friends don't keep a score, right? They show up because they want to, not because they owe you something. So it's effortless. Being a friend is effortless. It is effortless, right? And the best friends, those are the ones that help you grow. They cheer you on when you win. They lift you up during your lows. But, friendships aren't perfect. In fact, friendships are kind of a living thing. It's kind of an entity by itself. And like anything that's alive, friendships need care, patience, and honest communication. And I really think that people who stay are the ones who are willing to work through discomfort instead of running away from it, right? Kind of like, hey, you know, just being honest, right? Yeah. So I want to kind of move to community. So this is kind of all tied in together. And these are just kind of some of my thoughts that I just want to throw out there. So a community, right? A community is bigger than a friendship, right? But it runs on the same values as a friendship. So it's simply a group of people who are looking out for each other. It doesn't have to be huge. It could be 4 people, right? Or it could be 100 people. It could be online. It could be your neighborhood, your school, soccer team, football, whatever. Even the comment section on this channel really is a community, okay? And a strong community has certain things. A strong community has shared values, right? Not about being like identical, right? But believing in being supportive, fairness, and respect. Also consistency, because people show up even in very small ways. Even in very, very small ways, people show up, right? And we need to recognize that. Also communication, people talk with each other instead of talking about each other, right? Another big one for me is safety, okay? Emotionally, physically, and socially. So you need to be able to feel safe in this community. It's interesting. I've done lives and I've had people come into my live and they say, is this a safe place? Is this a safe space for me? I've literally had people do that. And I'm like, absolutely. And also I feel inclusion, right? So everybody gets a seat at the table. Everybody. We all get a seat at the table. Okay, there's not a child's table. Everybody gets a seat at the table. There's no kiddie table, right? We're all there together. And our community thrives when people choose to contribute instead of consume, right? So it grows when somebody asks something like, hey, who needs help today? And someone else answers, I can help, right? We don't all need to be perfect. We just need everyone to care. And that's the thing is we just need people to care, and you either can do that or you can't. And again, that goes back to the honesty part of it. Okay. So now we have the friendships, then we have the community. Okay. So we have the microcosm, then we have the community, which is the larger cell. And then what's the foundation of all of these connections? Well, I would argue that it's trust. And that trust is not something that you build overnight. It's built through patterns, through repeated moments where someone, is choosing honesty, compassion, and follow through. So they are going the full gamut, right? And that includes consistency. So small, reliable actions really matter more than big dramatic gestures. They really do. And I'll give you an example. Have you checked in on your friend lately? Have you checked in on, I'm making up this name, Susan, who is in your diamond painting group? And last week she was saying how, she was really down. Have you checked in on her? Have you done that? Look, you don't have to, right? Going back to, we're not performing, we're doing this out of actual care. And we can't do this all the time. We can't all do this all the time. Thus the community, right? Because when you have your friendships, that's one thing. But as a community, now we have become a larger force to be reckoned with, if you will, where there's more of us to check in on each other, right? There's more people. Hey, I'm really having a hard time. I'm kind of really busy. And other people, because we are being conscious, we are looking around, we are filling the room of the temperature of the room, if you will. And we're going, wow, these people are busy, but you know what? I have a little bit of time. Let me go check in on this person. Let me go check in. And you cannot trust someone you're pretending with. You can't. So if you are pretending to be someone you're not, it's not going to work. Trust grows when both people gradually open up little by little, right? And even then that can fall apart. And again, this is huge for me. This is huge. And I'm going to say maybe it's honesty without cruelty, right? So being truthful does not require you to be harsh. We don't have to be harsh. We don't have to raise our voice. Excuse me. Kind honesty really feels safe. Okay? And hard honesty still feels respectful. Right? Right? Does that make sense? Okay? And we should all have boundaries. So trust doesn't mean saying yes to everything. It just doesn't. Okay? I don't care how much trust you have or compassion or caring or all of that kind of stuff. Okay? It means respecting each other enough to say, hey, this is what I can do and this is what I can't. And it's as simple as that. And take it or leave it. Take it or leave it. And some people will walk away. They will walk away. And that's all right. That's okay. Because if we are doing these boundaries, if we are being honest, if we are being truthful, right? And we are creating this, it's okay. We can let those people walk away because we know, okay, thank you for walking away. That tells me what I need to know. And you know what? All relationships experience misunderstanding. All relationships. Okay. I don't care who you are, what situation we've all been in. But what matters the most is the willingness to fix them, taking the responsibility, apologizing sincerely if you need to, and trying to restore that safety, that trust, right? Because trust is very fragile, but it's also renewable. It is something that we build and protect and rebuild when we need it, right? So it's okay to be honest. It's okay to be upfront. It's okay to say, hey, the other day, X, Y, and Z, I just wanted to kind of check back in with you and, can we talk about that? Can maybe you elaborate or maybe it's me. Maybe I need to elaborate, right? We don't need to be harsh about it, mean about it, unkind about it. And if the other person is not reciprocating or they are not open to having that type of a conversation, maybe it's something that you can say, hey, do you want me to just come back? Should we come back to this at a later time? Is it just that it's not a good time for you? Or is it just you don't talk like this? Like this is not okay. Because that's a completely different thing, right? And why does kindness matter more than ever? Why? It's because kindness is powerful. It is so powerful because it costs so little, but it changes so much. In this climate, okay, in a world where people are rushing to judge or they are competing or whatever, kindness slows everything down and reminds us that we're all human, right? Hey, you're doing the same thing I'm doing. That's awesome. Let's root each other on. Hey, I'm a woman too. Hey, I like those things too. Let's work together. Or let's celebrate your triumphs. And then will celebrate my triumphs when they happen. But it has to be that back and forth. And there are different forms of kindness, right? So there's like kind of like everyday kindnesses, right? Okay, somebody holding the door open for you, right? Or you're in the grocery store and you smile at somebody, right? Letting someone else go first. I've had to, I'm sure a lot of you guys have done that. You've had this huge cart of groceries and you look behind you and, you know, the person has maybe 3 items and you're like, hey, do you want to go ahead of me? And, you know, so those are kind of like everyday kindnesses. And then we have kind of, I guess, emotional kindness, and that's listening without trying to fix. Have you ever done that before? Have you ever just listened without trying to fix? Or offering your presence without any type of pressure? Very important. So important. Sometimes when people speak, sometimes when people are going through a hard time, what they need is you to just listen. They're not asking you to fix anything. They just want you to listen. You don't have to even agree with them. You just need to listen, right? Now, there are boundaries, okay, to kindness. You can help people, but in my opinion, that help means that you're not getting burned out, because there are emotional vampires, let's face it, that will take and take and take and take and take. Okay. So I even know with myself, because I suffer with a lot of mental illnesses. I have a lot of issues, especially lately, that I've just been yapping and yapping and yapping to my friends. And I've noticed I need to pull back a little bit. I know when I need to pull back, I hope. And, you know, I'll be talking and talking. And then it's like, okay, you know, I want to hear about their lives. And it's not like I'm saying, oh, well, I guess I better take a break now and let them interject. And no, I want to hear about their lives. And what I realize is, wow, I've really been kind of dumping. I call it dumping. And I haven't heard, you know, hey, what are you doing? How are you feeling? What's going on with you? And that doesn't come from a place of, guess I better ask them. That comes from an honest place of, hey, where are you at? Are you okay? How have you been? Tell me a little bit about what's going on with you. And then, of course, there's self-kindness, which is talking to yourself like you would talk to a friend. That's one I really need to work on so badly. So badly. Wow, what a gift that would be if I was able to talk to myself like my friends, because I have the best friends. Oh my gosh. I am so fortunate right now to just have the most wonderful people in my life. So kindness isn't a weakness. It's a decision. It's courage. It's leadership, right? The strongest people are the ones who stay gentle in a harsh world. It's really true. It really, really is true. And that is so hard to do. I can't. I can't yet. I can at times, but not on a consistent basis. Maybe when I'm 94, I don't know. We'll see, right? So how do we nurture these friendships, these communities? How do we trust and use kindness daily, right? So if you want stronger relationships, okay, you can really make a huge difference. So you can reach out first. Don't wait for somebody to text you. Reach out to them. Reach out to them. Celebrate others without comparing. Okay, you can do that. You can say, "Oh my gosh, you are amazing. You did that. Congratulations. That is absolutely impressive." I'll give you the opposite. Wow, you did that? Yeah, I remember one time when I did that too. Oh, I used to do that all the time too. And then blah, 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 blah. No, stop yourself. There's a period at the end of that. There's a period at the end of, wow, that's amazing. You should be so proud of yourself. I'm proud of you. Period. Period. You are not part of that conversation right now, right? So celebrate without comparing. Admit when you're wrong. Yes, admit when you're wrong. Absolutely. Why not? What are you losing? What are you losing by admitting when you're wrong? Absolutely nothing. What you're doing is you're showing this other person, look, I'm vulnerable. I'm vulnerable. I know when to admit that I'm wrong. And again, this comes back to honesty, right? Also, I really think that people should be giving compliments freely. Give those suckers out like you are throwing flyers on a corner street at people. You just give as many compliments as you. I challenge all of you to give at least 10 compliments. 10 compliments in the next 2 days. Try it to anybody. And you need to ask real questions, okay? Hey, how are you doing? No. Hey, how are you really? How are you really? How are you really doing? Listen more than you speak. Just sip it. If you have to hold your hand over your mouth, do it. Sometimes your friend needs you. Sometimes your community needs you. And you are a pillar to that community and that friend. Otherwise, they wouldn't be talking to you like that. Also, you need to protect others when they're not in the room. If someone is talking about someone and you know that that is not a truth, and you know that they are not speaking kindly about that person, and you know that that other person is kind, and you know that what this person is saying is not true, you need to protect that other person, right? We all need to do that. We all need to protect others when they're not in the room. Also, keep your word. Keep your word, especially on the small things. Hey, I'll call you tomorrow. Do it. Don't not call and then 4 days later say, oh gosh, I'm so sorry, I was just really busy. No. You know what? If you said, hey, I'll call you tomorrow, maybe you don't have time, but you know what? You have 5 minutes. I'm sorry, you have 5 minutes to call that person. You told them you were going to call, so keep your word. Share your appreciation out loud. Tell your friends now how much they mean to you. Tell your community how appreciated they are. When are you going to tell them? When? Tell them now. And you know what? Put your damn phone down when someone is talking to you. I'm serious. Put it down. I challenge all of you to put your phone down. And I mean face down, off. Not off. You don't have to turn your phone off, but you know what I mean. The screen side down, eye contact, listening to the person. And I don't mean angrily, like, I was watching this video, you want to talk to me? No. You need to mean it. Put your phone down, right? Because small behaviors really do shape big connections. So I kind of want to wrap this up because it's kind of getting long, right? But here's what I want you to remember, okay? None of us get through this life alone. Not a single one of us, right? And friendship is kind of like this shelter that we build for each other. We're all underneath it, right? It's pouring down rain, lightning. We're all underneath this shelter together. Community is the home we create. Trust is the foundation that holds everything up, okay? The foundation, and kindness is the glue that keeps us strong. So friendship, community, trust, and kindness, just like I said. Friendship's the shelter, community is the home, trust is the foundation, and kindness is the glue. And you know what? You, whoever you are that are listening right now, you deserve relationships that feel safe. We all do. You deserve relationships that feel safe, uplifting, and real. And you also have the power to create those relationships for others. I want you to remember that. So be a teacher. Be an example to others, and hold tight and stay true to that. You know, stay true to that. Let others look at you and go, wow, Wow, what a great friend. I want to be a friend like that. So, okay, you guys, well, I was talking your ear off, but thank you so much for spending this time with me as always. If this talk made you feel seen in any way or supported or inspired, let me know in the comments, okay? And if you want more conversations like this, I'm always here. I'm always here. So yeah, I truly, truly do appreciate all of my subscribers so much. Thank you guys for being here. I love this community that we have built. It's a very safe community. And I'm talking about the Diamond Painting with Coco community. It is a very safe community, and you guys have made that happen. And I say that all the time. You guys have made it happen because I am one person. I am but one person. But with all of us together, we are a powerhouse to be reckoned with, my friends. And I am so proud to call all of you my friends. And with that, until next time, loves.